Hi YouTube, and welcome back to my lab. Today I want to share a procedure for making acetylene gas at home without calcium carbide. Instead of calcium carbide, we'll be making barium carbide, which is significantly easier and more accessible to the amateur chemist. For the synthesis today, I'll be utilizing barium carbonate, available from the pottery supply store, magnesium metal from a geyser anode rod, and charcoal as a source of carbon. So first things first, the lump of charcoal is a little inconvenient to work with, so I decided to first start with quickly powderizing it in a spice blender. The charcoal doesn't have to be completely powderized, because I will grind it up further with the rest of the reagents. Anyways, for this reaction to make barium carbide, I'll be using 0.72 grams of charcoal and 10.56 grams of barium carbonate. I'll first grind these components together in a pestle and mortar. If we look at the reaction equation, we need roughly a 1:1 molar ratio of carbon to barium carbonate and 3 molar equivalents of magnesium. I'm assuming my charcoal is about 80% carbon, so I only need about that 0.73 grams to get that 1:1 molar ratio. Now for weighing out the final ingredient, magnesium metal. I'll be using a total of 4.99 grams, which represents a 1:4 molar ratio. This is more than the stoichiometric amount needed, but I don't have particularly fine magnesium powder to begin with. I see from the Russian patent I've loosely based this procedure on, excess magnesium and particle size do play a role in the yield achieved from this reaction, with fine magnesium in excess improving yields as expected. Now I should mention I was pretty apprehensive about grinding magnesium in a pestle and mortar. In general, grinding magnesium in a fine powder is a little risky, as the freshly grounded magnesium can react with oxygen in the air and potentially ignite. With that said, it's probably best to do this with some eye protection and thick gloves on. Personally, I think this procedure has two major advantages over other routes which involve making calcium carbide intermediate to ultimately make acetylene. The most common synthesis uses calcium oxide and charcoal and requires extremely hot temperatures, the sorts only an arc furnace can achieve. Alternatively, if you have calcium metal, it's possible to react the elements directly to obtain calcium carbide. But I don't really have a good or easy source of calcium metal. Now that I'm mostly happy with the grinding, I load the mixture into a metal pipe with an end cap for use as a reaction vessel. This mixture, once ignited, will produce a lot of heat, so choose a strong, temperature-resistant vessel if repeating this procedure. To ignite the mixture, I'll be utilizing 2 sparklers as a fuse. These are great since they burn slow and give me some time to move away, and they burn fairly hot. After that reaction, we should have formed our calcium carbide. For now, I plan to leave it to cool down. To prevent any possible oxygen or moisture reacting with the product while it cools, I cover the opening with some aluminium foil. After cooling down, I attempt to remove all the material from the reactor. Now to generate my acetylene gas, I transfer the barium carbide reaction mixture into a 2-neck 250 ml flask. To confirm I have acetylene, I'll make a solution of copper 1 chloride in ammonia. Exposure of this solution to acetylene results in the formation of copper acetylide as a red solid precipitate. The solution is made by mixing 50 milliliters of water, followed by 1 gram of calcium sulfate. After complete the solution, I add roughly 5 milliliters of 25% ammonia until I see the formation of a dark blue solution without any precipitate. Initially, the ammonia results in the formation of insoluble copper hydroxide, but as more ammonia is added and the solution is mixed, the copper forms a complex with ammonia and redissolves. Once this is done, the final reagent, 3 grams of hydroxylamine hydrochloride, is used to reduce the copper to the +1 oxidization state. Now I'm ready to generate acetylene gas. To the 2 necked flask from earlier, I set up a gas bubbler into the solution, and through the other neck, I can add some water. Immediately once the water is added to the barium carbide mixture, bubbling occurs, which shows that some gas is being evolved. As the solution bubbles, you can also see a fair amount of heat generated as the flask walls steam up. Looking back at my copper 1 solution, it has turned red almost immediately after adding the water to the barium carbide and stopping the flask. It happened so fast I didn't catch it on film, but just for you, I made another solution so you can see the precipitate form. The thick red precipitate that we see forming is copper acetylide and confirms that we have indeed made some acetylene gas. I currently don't have a use for acetylene gas, nor copper acetylide, but if you want to see some interesting experiments with these compounds, you're welcome to let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again.